This is Hedera helix, English ivy. Now this isn't used a lot anymore, but it still it has its place, and this is probably a good application. This is a roadside median or strip and between a sidewalk and the street, and they just wanted a low maintenance evergreen cover, lower water, and it does that. Something that's interesting to look at though is, see out here where the plant is in full sun, they're trying to keep this low water. If you look under these trees, the ground cover's doing fine, but when you get out here, it's not liking it because the soil is really dry and hard, and these plants are sunburned and there's dead spots. So that's an important thing to understand, is depending on the water needs, make sure that you understand that Hedera helix prefers to have some kind of moderate to regular water, and if they're in some shade of existing trees, they're going to be happier than if you put them into full sun. If you're going to put this in full sun, you can do that. You're just going to have to add a lot more water to keep the plant happy. I've seen it used in full sun and it does fine, but it really, see how these leaves get bigger? They're darker green, and it's just a happier plant when it's got a little more moisture or protection from the sun if it's got lower water. This is usually planted from flats, and I don't know, 12-18 inches on center. I haven't used this plant in over 20 years. It just wants to creep and crawl on everything. So what I do like about it is it's little or no maintenance if you put it in the right situation, and you can allow it to get about, I don't know, 10 to 12 inches deep. And but the problem you run into is it wants to crawl up things. You see how the maintenance person has created a buffer so it won't go up the tree, and same thing at the base of this telephone pole. So if you're going to use it, just know that maintenance wise, if there's anything vertical around for it to go onto, well, vertical or horizontal, you see how they're creating a buffer here? That's the real thing, is being able to control where it goes, because if it gets up a tree, it really works the tree over, and the mechanism it uses to grab onto things leaves a real mess, and it's hard to get off once it's on there. And that's what I can tell you about English ivy.